gun. He finds his man, complete. It's Edwards. Touchdown! A great play there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. But Charles, what a start here for them in this game. Still in the first quarter, a sizable lead and pitching a shutout on the other side is their defense.
The game plan is certainly in effect, isn't it? Working awfully well on the offensive side of the ball. They keep compiling points, and the defense playing with a lot of confidence and shutting them out thus far.
And now out comes Minnesota. They go play action here on first down. Complete. Jefferson the target. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
And quickly, they get to the line. 2nd and 2. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Edwards. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down. And I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Edwards. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. They'll look to throw again. Over the middle, complete. That's Edwards. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. On his way to a monster game, 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Vikings have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
I know a lot of people look at these games and think, all right, this thing's done. Let's have some sportsmanship. Let's not try and score. You should never do that in the NFL. I've seen big leads blown and teams that look like they had a victory.
And the Vikings going to take over here one more time before the half. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Completes this to Addison out left. How did he stay on his feet? Inside the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Jordan Addison as the first half is winding down. And the Vikings will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Well, that is certainly a deflator right there, defense.
It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. They had the big halftime lead. Their defense just helped them out further by forcing the turnover, so things are starting to look pretty rosy.
They certainly are, but they've got to be careful about getting complacent, though. They still need to go out and run their offense efficiently.
And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. So the completion good for just 3, and it'll be second down. Gonna be pulled in one-handed. Wow. 36 yards on the play. A one-handed catch, that's one thing, but with a defender right there, that was a heck of a play.
It used to be that one-handed catch was instinctive in a game. Now it's a practiced move. They work on it before, after, during practice sessions. It becomes part of their repertoire, and it pays off.
And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. Back to throw again. He finds his man, complete. That's Edwards. Touchdown! A great play there. 41 yards as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
And that's just another in a long line of passing touchdowns for him today. To say that he's been on fire would definitely be an understatement.
Minnesota now ready for their next possession. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He gets it to Addison. His second catch, this one not quite as dynamic as his first, and it's second down.
He steps out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Looking for Addison again, and he's got him again. Fighting through, and he's got space. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
It's not a surprise when you read scouting reports and watch tape because you know he's a heck of a player. But he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball and let him do his thing.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Now he's loose again. He's into space past the 25. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. 48 yards. And the Vikings will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And, Charles, we haven't even hit the fourth quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or two? Can they make a play on offense themselves? Anything to start to feel better about what's happened to them here in this one.
Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. This has really just been a lopsided affair. What a performance they put on, and now they get the football back here with a big lead in the fourth quarter. You know, in the past, we might be discussing dinner plans, talking about steak and sushi, whatever the case is, CD. This ball game is pretty much well in the books.
Yeah, we really could have started bringing up dinner a long time ago if we wanted to, partner. And I think a few of the guys out in the field already making plans for the evening.
That's good for 28 yards. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. How good has he been throwing the football, though? And despite that incompletion, that's just the third time he's been off target this entire game.
And Brandon, I've been on the other side of this equation, trying to defend a guy who's been this hot, and it chips away at your confidence. And when you're not confident when you're trying to defend, it makes you slower to the football, and it leads to more completions for them.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Oh, what a juke into space. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. A beautiful fake. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking 1st down. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. He's going to get it on the jet sweep. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. So from the 22, here's 2nd and 2. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. Evades him at the 20. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up 1st and goal. Oh, how about this on 1st and goal? And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. But Charles, in this win, they've really just had one speed, and that's been all out. They're still